Hi, this is Martin Dowling, and in this short video, I want to introduce you to a piece of software I've written called the MesosticsMachine, um, which it is designed to help someone implement the algorithm specified in a musical score by John Cage, the avant-garde artist. This is a project that has a timeline going back to the 1970s when John Cage put together a musical realization of a literary work that he called Roratorio, an Irish circus on Finnegan's Wake. And this piece of music follows in Cage's style of using structured indeterminacy to guide the formation of a work, the use of chance determination and the use of ambient and happenstantial material in the construction of a work of art. You can look look up John Cage online and read a lot more about all of that. Um, but this piece that he made was performed on German radio, and it was performed a number of times in Europe with Irish traditional musicians. And finally, some years later, 1992, Mode Records in New York released a recording of one of these performances that featured the traditional Irish singer Joe Heaney, the piper Seamus Ennis, very famous musicians from the 1970s and 80s, fiddle player Paddy Glacken, and others. Crucially, this CD included a score for the musical realization of a literary work, which John Cage had subsequently composed, so that you could take his ideas for the making of Roratorio, and apply them to a literary work of your choice. This CD and the booklet inside it has been part of my personal collection for many decades, and I always wanted to maybe do something about that, but I never had the impetus to do so or the opportunity to do so until I met some wonderful people while I was working in Queen's University of Belfast in Northern Ireland. This is the title of the score. It's in the form of a template: blank, 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 circus on blank. So John Cage's version was Roratorio, an Irish circus on Finnegan's Wake. And in 2012, in collaboration with musician and sound engineer and composer Una Monahan, and musician and poet Kieran Carson, professor of poetry in Queen's University, in the Sonic Arts Research Center in Queen's University, we made Owen Vara, a Belfast circus, on the Star Factory being Kieran Carson's memoirs of his Belfast childhood. So what I want to do in this video, in the remainder of this video, is to have a look at this score and show you how we made this realization by hand, and to indicate what it is that the MesosticsMachine is meant to do, what the MesosticsMachine is meant to facilitate and make doable in a less labor-intensive way. Okay, so here's the score. It's not a score with musical notes. It's actually in the language of software development, a requirements specification for the creation of an artwork. And the first thing you do is choose a book. And these days you can, for example, go to Project Gutenberg at Princeton University's website and select one of the thousands of books that are stored there in electronic form. Those are the kinds of objects that the MesosticsMachine can deal with. And the second paragraph is an important one in developing the piece because it has these algorithms embedded in it. It defines what a mesostic is and says that the first word in the book that contains the first letter of the mesostics row that is not followed by, in the same word, the second letter of the row is how you proceed through the work to select the words for these chance determined poems. this paragraph continues by recommending a procedure for creating fewer rather than more mesostics in a shorter rather than a longer work by this index of syllables. And then there are other instructions for adding adjacent words to create meaningful poetry and for formatting these poems to get them to look the way that Cage wants them to look when you publish them. So here is an image of my rather naive start to the project where I was doing this by hand with a stack of blank Mesostic pages to the right there, a copy of the text in front of me with a dictionary to hand to look up the syllable divisions of a word and to create by hand a set of syllable repositories, which I wouldn't use more than once. And of course, John Cage's score to hand for reference. Having completed the series of Mesostics, you go on to make a recording of the same. And this becomes the spine or skeleton of the eventual piece that you will perform. So here from Una Monahan's PhD is a diagram of this process. You can see how a naked row of Mesostic row is transformed into a row that has target words in it centered on the row, and then you add the adjacent words to make something meaningful. And that is the first of 137 Mesostics in the Owenvara piece that is then recited. What you do next is make a list of places and make a list of sounds mentioned in the book. And then you go off and make recordings of those sounds and recordings of the sounds of those places. And here we see Una and Kieran making a recording of, it looks like some kind of a wind-up toy that appeared at some stage in the Star Factory, which Kieran may have found in his attic. And this Herculean task accomplished by Una Monahan was to create and layer all of these sounds on top of the recitation of the Mesostics. Here's John Cage in the 1970s working with a tape machine, and you can see that he has he's got Mesostics in front of him there and possibly some reference documents to indexed places and sounds and the recordings of same. And he's constructing Roratorio there. Here is an image of how Una Monahan conducted the same task, not using tape, of course, but using digital media and Pro Tools. And having completed all of this work and performed the piece, and having gone on to study object-oriented design principles and object-oriented programming, I took it upon myself as part of a degree I did to make a MesosticsMachine designed to facilitate sound engineers and creators and performers in the creation and performance of a work based on John Cage's score. The MesosticsMachine in this kind of UML style diagram has a graphical user interface which interfaces between the target documents and repositories that are stored on a disk or elsewhere via file readers and file writers. And it has objects which create items from items within the target text. Objects which move from letter to letter in the Mesostic row. Objects which move from word to target word in a given chapter with the option of filtering those words through the syllable filtering process that I mentioned. moving more quickly to create one Mesostic at a go, or to create all the Mesostics in a particular chapter, and to find all of the sounds and all of the places in a given chapter or entire book, if you like. And some finisher objects which add those adjacent words and center the text and collate the lines of the Mesostics as they are indexed with the sounds and places in the book as they are so indexed as well, to facilitate the creation of the sound piece. So that's a brief introduction to Cage's score and the process of making a musical realization of a literary work, and what the Mesostic machine is intended to do. And it remains just to invite you to have a look at the next video, which has a deeper look at a closer look at the Mesostics machine. So thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with a few links to myself, Martin Dowling, to the Owen Vara project, and Una Monahan, and to John Cage and his Roratorio. Thanks for watching.